Gun rights is a very touchy subject, and concealed carry, along with that, is a very touchy subject, especially with all the violence that goes on in the world today surrounding guns. Last year, 87% of the children under 15 were killed by guns themselves in confrontations or just accidents. Today, I'd also like to talk about the different types of guns you see commonly and the pros and cons of concealed carry. Initially, there are a couple types of guns that you will see every day along with concealed carry and hunting. Common types of handguns are your 9mm, 38s, 44s, 45s, and 22s. Your common types of rifles are 22s, 243s, 270s, and 30-06. What are these guns used for? Well, handguns are usually used for just shooting ranges or your common concealed carry for public or your own household or any use of that nature. And rifles are commonly used for hunting or just sporting events as well, as far as trap shooting and skeet shooting. The common laws of concealed carry is that you are not permitted to carry in government buildings, schools, or highly populated areas. You must be 18 to purchase shotguns or rifles, and you must be 21 to purchase any handgun, but the process to change that law is an act to change it to you have to be 19 to purchase handguns. And you also have to be 19 to obtain your concealed carry license. Your most common guns are your smaller handguns for concealed carry and your rifles for hunting. This ensures that people have a good balance, that way you can use the proper guns for the proper things that you're doing. These laws are also set in place to follow, and unconcealed carry is a part of today's big problem with people just walking around carrying these handguns. But there are many pros and cons to this, as far as it being a issue in society. First of the pros, you are able to protect yourself and your loved ones, such as if you're in a position where your family and your friends or yourself is in a dire need of protection, you have this. And also would be you can protect your home, as far as when you're at home with your family and something was to happen, you would also have something to protect you from any outside things that may come at you. Another pro to having concealed carry is the license is that it makes it easier for you to purchase firearms. Because a background check is needed to purchase firearms, and this shows that you've already completed all your background checks to obtain a firearm. Having these licenses makes it also a lot more easier for you to be around law enforcement and let them know that you have a license, and they feel more comfortable that you have it because they know that you know how to use it. And along with these pros comes your cons, and such as increased crime rate. Increased crime rate happens because these people obtain these guns by having this license, and it only takes one time for this person to get angry and snap at somebody and want to do harm to somebody or something. Also, it can turn small confrontations into a lot bigger scales. In an article in the Global Issues blog in 2014, a retired police officer shot and killed a man in a theater for text messaging while watching the movie and talking out loud. It thus caused a big uproar, and all the laws that have happened to change all this were greatly affected, and he was put in prison for life. And it makes non-carrying citizens more vulnerable to violence. For instance, in Paris, they didn't have any weaponry in there, and there was the mass murder in the theaters, and there's been mass murders all the way around the world because people do not have a concealed carry. There are two sides to every story, and there are pros and cons to this, and everything that we do with these guns is an action of yourself, and it's not only what you do with the firearm, it's how you use it, and your morals and your attitude towards people help you understand this more, because it only takes, like I said, one time for somebody to snap and just boom, it's all gone. It takes one bullet to hit somebody just right and it'd be all over. There are many good and bad things about this concealed carry, and some people have their own opinion of it, and some people have different opinions, and that'll always remain true. There are good and bad to everything, and it just depends on how you use it. And I know how I feel about the subject, but how do you feel about the subject as a whole is totally different. And whatever you think it is your opinion, and you're completely entitled to it. But as far as the firearms go, you must remain safe, and you must keep a positive attitude at all time and remain cool, because no one wants an incident like this to happen, because no one wants a life to be taken over anger or something simple as that. Now, I do agree that things should be put in place to help us bring down laws to keep the violent and crime rates down. But like I say, there's all sorts of opinions and pros and cons to all of this as anything else. But thank you for listening.